No matter her color tone, it's all about glassy, silvery, and luminous skin. Venus in Cancer is the moon goddess. She is nurturing, soft, and divine. Okay. The part of the body that Cancer rules over is the bosom. And also, I would say, I hope I can say it right because I always say it wrong. The décolleté, the décolleté or the décolleté. Okay, this is the low neckline area, and this is the part of the body that Cancer rules over. So, without any further ado, it is so important that you have certain items in your wardrobe that accentuate your bosom and establish your natural allure. This is your physical power, okay? So, Venus in Cancer brings pleasure to the world by being a nurturing goddess. And I do feel like I like to categorize all of the Venuses. Venus in Cancer is basically the nourishers of in the entire zodiac. They keep people in a chokehold with their energy. It's deeper than beauty with Venus in Cancer. It's this need. There's a need that Venus in Cancer pulls at, and it's because of that moon mother nourishing quality that Venus in Cancer operates. She's the milk maiden, and in fact, a lot of the colors that Venus in Cancer is really the palette that really works with this. It seems like it's pastel, like Libra and stuff, but it's not. It's really the milky version of the color. So it's the milky blues, not pastel blue, the milky blues. And I'm not a perfect colorist in being able to say exactly what that blue is, but the more that you understand that milky connotation with Cancer, you can't go wrong. And you'll see that it's also the silvery tones of colors that create the ethereal look that Venus in Cancer holds. Like literally, it is night and day when you wear the specific tone of that milky color of construct in the color palettes. And I'm telling you, it will change the entire look. It elevates you into this almost like godlike walking being. It puts you above everyone. It creates a worshiping effect in a lot of ways. It creates it almost is cartoon like in the sense that it doesn't feel like you're a real beauty when we're dealing with Venus and Cancer and how when they follow the blueprint, what ends up happening. So the beauty is very cozy, it's comfortable. And this is why, like, also knitted things like knitted sweaters, cozy things like scarves, cardigans, jumbo size sweaters, these all also really work. So, comfort is an important thing. Comfort is found in a few other placements too, like a Venus and Taurus. So, sometimes you'll see that people will sacrifice comfort for the sake of beauty. You might find that in a Venus and Aries, Venus and Scorpio. But with Cancer, it's a lot harder to sacrifice that. It's really important for you to exercise the chest area, to do the work around this area so that it feels toned and you have a little bit of a sense of pride with it. And it's not about the size, it's just about connecting to that area because the chest is a very interesting space. It's almost like an armor in the body, but it's also very sensitive in the feminine body, right? So understanding connecting to your chest area is really important. That goes without saying that the chest area is what you want to accentuate, and certain styles do this, like sweetheart necklines, plunging necklines. Certain things like this I highly suggest, but I've seen Venus and Cancers who do turtlenecks and it's completely covered, but there's something about the completely covered that also accentuates the bosom area. So it's not something that you have to like tackle or stress really hard, but when you have just a little bit more consciousness of decoring and adorning that part of your body, it's really going to make a difference. Okay, again, milky whites, creams, pale pinks, nudes, sandy browns, sheer translucent, silvery is all connected to the Venus and Cancer palette. It's about leaving people in awe and being a little bit above humanity. It's like being a little bit beyond just flesh and bone. Okay. You can also go with mini printed garments like mini flowers. Polka dots work really well here. Anything round in shapes works well when it comes to patterns because Cancer is feminine and the roundness really expresses that. Makeup is usually fairly natural. It's not like overly dramatic. You'll see Venus and Cancers really try to overdo it with the makeup, and every to each his own. I do think that when they do it with the eyes, it does kind of work. So if you're heavy on makeup, then doing those doughy eye looks look so great. But usually Venus Cancer does not have to overdo or have too much of a dramatic look in order to portray the energy of this frequency. The hairstyles are very yin, which means that you look best with long waist length hair. And this is something that, can be debatable depending on, what people like, what aspects are happening. But I always suggest to try it. And yes, when we're dealing with Venus, we are dealing with unnatural. So people, I mean, like there is a nature to Venus, of course, but certain people are born with naturally curly hair, but if they have a certain placement, that placement wants them to try the straight hair, right? So certain people might like a shorter hair look, but if you have Venus in Cancer, trying long hair is really just a highly suggested. And that's because that yin hair is really going to over accentuate the femininity that Cancer portrays, and hair that is very soft, so not like sharp, jagged haircuts, like soft, rounded, curled under, curled out hair styles are very intoxicating for this placement. Long, big waves, and also Queen of Cancers are very big on updos, so doing like the elegant updos also works really well. I think there are certain exceptions, like I've seen short hair and shaven heads, but that actually belongs more to Leo. So you definitely look your best with naturally flowing kind of hair, not necessarily the hair color being beyond what's a natural hair color. So and that doesn't mean it has to be your natural hair color, but like if you a lot of Venus and Cancers will go blonde or almost icy white, which actually works. But because those colors still are the natural colors of hair, right? But Venus and Cancer does not necessarily look great when they do like greens and blues in their hair. They might try it. It's okay. Like some of the icy white colors might have that light icy blue tint to it. That works. But the real extreme like dark blues and stuff like that, that works in other Venus placements rather than Venus in Cancer.